YouTube, it's Brian Phillips, all new from E-flite, the ElectroStreak, 1.1 meters. This thing looks a lot like the Crescendo, but it's not the Crescendo because it's way faster. Even the Crescendo Evo, that's super fast. That's right. This thing will go 135 miles an hour plus, according to the spec sheet, okay? Also, I just want to show you one crazy thing before we take off. This thing is so thick and strong, you can barely give anything with it. It is sturdy as all get out. 3 screws to put it together. Hand launch assist, I turned on in AS3X and safe, which is kind of nice. I did equip mine with safe, AS3X, and flaperons. Now, you might want to follow along our unbox build radio setup, but full disclosure, we did not have the full manual just quite yet, so we might have done a couple of steps you don't have to do. And so our build took a little longer than how long it takes to charge the battery.
Yes.
With all that being said, we're gonna go and hand launch this thing right now. All right, guys, we get a little bit of a wind from here, full throttle, and hand launch assist will take it up at an angle. I'm in AS3X and I have takeoff flaps deployed. Throttle cuts off, here we go. Holy cow, okay. Yep. So guys, real quick, I could definitely tell I need an elevator trim. Feels good, but that elevator trim is pretty aggressive. Okay, there we go. Now it's going straight as an arrow. A lot of braking on this. Okay, here we go. Beautiful, braking level 7 on the ESC. I think I got it adjusted out. Man, that thing is super greasy.
It's super disappeary.
Look at that, guys. Stable, slow flight. But then you can do this. Oh, yes! Camera crew, a couple steps up toward the trees. You know what would be nice on this plane? Folding prop. Okay, guys. How high are you?
I'm just 1 step in front of you.
Okay, good job. I love the screen, guys. That's just a straight up glide. Still got a little bit of trimming to do. You weren't kidding about the super disappeary.
Yep.
Oh man, this thing is so crispy. And I love the sound, but I got to get a couple clicks of trim to get that thing nose down a little bit. Using rudder to make small corrections.
So cool. Oh,
holy crap, that was close to my stakes. It would have been the Electro Super Streak there.
Yeah.
High speed pass, you good?
Mm-hmm.
I love the echo. Guys, you know what this reminds me of? Probably because it's almost exactly the same brand marketing. Holy cow! It reminds me of the V900 and the V1200, except it just does what it does better because it's a glider. Okay, a couple steps up the hill if you can do it. I'll go around here for you, cam crew. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you. Right there. That's where I like ya. What the heck is that noise?
I don't know.
Guys, just to be clear, we're talking about a noise in our neighborhood, not a noise in the plane.
Not a plane noise, yeah.
This thing is quiet. High speed pass, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Out of the throttle. 2200 4S50C, and we're just using up all the terrain today. Right in front of the bulldozer, so we got a little backdrop. At least trying to make it that way. But man, the thing slows down so dang good. Let's do a tight quarters turn here. Takeoff flaps. Now landing flaps. How we feel? How we feel? Did I get my... Oh yeah, it feels good, don't y'all know? That's 10%, and the elevator correction was good. Okay, it does slow down a little bit with the flaps, not a ton. So flaperons are effective, but maybe not perfect, okay? And I'm in the throttle, so out of the flaps, hard on the throttle, just janking it. Man, thank God for those clouds, right?
No kidding.
Went right to 399 feet. Up and over. And back down right in front of us, you good? Mm-hmm. Man, this thing is greasy. I actually love flying it, but it is definitely a disappearing plane. Folks, it is just like, it's easy going. It's like you're going super fast, but it's like super controllable and easy. Did you see the bird jump off that branch? He was like, the end of my life has come. Guys, we're flying this new sight.
That the camera crew doesn't like.
She doesn't. Let's go around the dam just to show you. Right over the dam runway. Look at that thing slow down. Holy cow. It's still got a little speed to it though, guys.
But that is...
It's a wide
crazy.
flight envelope. Let's see if we can actually make a couple of turns though, because sometimes these things are super deceiving. Okay, I'm gonna go this way so we don't have the sun in our face.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit bitey at the slower speeds. Okay, camera crew, we're gonna go right overhead this time. You good?
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. So guys, if you're interested in something new and exciting, I gotta say, this is a cool flight envelope. It's fun because you get to fly it ultra fast, but you don't have to absolutely just cream the throttle the whole time. It's fun to fly it in that intermediate speed. It's very predictable. And so when you're making those insanely high speed passes, it's predictable and easy, okay? Now that doesn't mean that it's gonna do everything to everybody. Here's an inside out loop. I didn't wanna do the whole thing. Why did I not do the whole thing? I should've just done it. It was rock solid. Guys, I was given like 10% of the elevator input. Okay, I'll go up to altitude here. We'll just try this inside out loop, okay? Still inside out. We'll do a flat turn. Look how rock solid it is, guys. It just does it. It's got tons of authority. And then, oh, by the way, I think I turned on, oh, I must never have finished the setup on the panic because I just tried my panic switch. Oh. We never set that up. It's been so long. I need to figure out what I did wrong. I probably forgot to actually make the assignment and test it. Oh yeah, that's what I did.
You do have safe though.
Oh yeah, of course. Which I'm gonna show now, guys. Okay, so here is safe. Oh yeah, I limited myself to 70 up. Oh yeah, and 70 down. That is so cool. So if you guys are doing this and you follow our plans, look at this. I can bank that thing so tight now and it still flies with safe. And as soon as I let off the sticks, boom, she's right there, guys. Look, just so you believe me. I'll do a safe pass here down low. Okay, so we'll do some takeoff flaps. We'll do some landing flaps. Let's just, I mean, you're not gonna slope soar this. Well, yes, you would. You could slope soar this thing and get some delicious penetration. Full rudder, there we go. Okay, bringing it down low. Okay, so just so you guys can see how this works. Hands off. Just goes in as straight as an arrow, guys. Okay, take off flaps now. Now out of the flaps. And with safe, camera crew going under. Full rudder. Pulling up, let's see if we can loop it. Ha ha, it limited our bank angle so it wouldn't go. So if you guys want safe, this thing does pretty dang good with it. Now I'm gonna turn off the stabilizer and just show you how it can be a little bit jankadelic, I'm guessing. Okay, so whoa, it's definitely understable there. So check this out. Whoa, that is crazy. So with AS3X Plus, you can see how much more locked in and refined it feels, okay? Because look at it janking as I make my turns. You can see the sort of like oscillation. That is the aerodynamic effects of the plane, okay? Now I hate the way that they fly without AS3X compared to with AS3X, so I just turned it back on. That's AS3X Plus, just to be clear. This is an AR631 Plus, and it deserves the plus, guys. This thing is so good. And by the way, we must be like flying forever. Oh, we are about out. Okay. Just look down at the telemetry and we got about 5–10% left. Full disclosure, very, very cold today. Not as bad as it was here the other day when we filmed the helicopter, but it is pretty bad. Okay, full landing flaps. Watch that thing slow down. Look at it slow down on that cloud. That is awesome. All right, let's see how bad this is. Oh, good roll authority still. It's not bad at all. Okay, now I want to bring this hopefully right to our feet. Okay, perfect. Now, throttle cuts on. As you can see right here in the shadow of the camera crew. Whoa, you about took out that plant.
I thought it was running into a tree.
Yeah, what the heck? Okay, stay there. So look at this, guys. This is out of load, okay? So that's what you're gonna get from our flight time. So that's pretty amazing. That's not a bad flight experience for an absolute true maiden flight, okay? So we are using, just so you know, almost new 2200 4S 50C packs, okay? The 50C seems to hold up amazing. Would it run on a 30C? It might, but honestly, we didn't have the manual. We didn't want to push it, so we went ahead and went to the middle ground just to be on the safe side. This thing is a huge powerhouse, and it is so fast, but to be honest with you, because it's not quite as obnoxious sounding as the V900 or the V1200, it just seems slower. It's not. It's incredibly fast, okay? So very cool, very cool, very cool. And if you look at these wing fences, they help to protect your control surfaces on belly landing. So it's almost like the people at E-flite design planes to be landed.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. We've had a few renditions lately that they were just like, oh no, you'll just fly forever. Now that I'm not so crazy about. We filled it with, oh geez, we got lots of crap in there. Okay.
Well, we're not exactly landing on like the nicest.
Yeah, I mean,
on,
this
like,
is where we
hay-
had giant
hay grass.
tracks from that bulldozer just the other day. Look at that braking, guys. That is like legit craziness. And yes, there was a chunk of something in there. So you want to check that opening. But also look at this, guys. These things are so stiff. Look at this. We've never seen foam this firm, okay? We've seen foam that's harder. This is the hardest I think we've seen, okay? Because like the V1200 feels like this, but it's not this thin.
Right.
Okay, this thing is thin. It's got carbon fiber here with a bend. Look, a bent piece of carbon fiber, guys. That's so beautiful. All the way down the length of the wing to here, okay? This little sharklet sort of thing, this feature here, that is not from crashing, guys. That is molded in there. And then these wing fences protect your ailerons, even if you're using those flaperons, okay? So also, we have 1, 2, 3 screws. If you count the screws, the piece count is like 8 on this plane.
Yeah.
It is so fast to build, but in true Brian Phillips RC fashion, we made it take a long time. So check out our unbox build radio setup. There is also a lead that comes up here so you can get to your bind plug, so you don't have to hit the button because it is obstructed. This wing is so stout, I didn't want to poke a hole in it like I usually do to get to the bind button, and so I had my wing off like 4 times.
Yeah.
I apologize in advance.
Now,
that being said, let's pop this lid off. There's a 90-degree twist, and look, they even made a little fin out of it, and then we've got this ventral singular fin on the back to help protect it. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, that'll be the first thing to break. Guys, look at this. Look how strong this is. Look at that.
You like can't hardly move it.
It's insane. This is foam, folks. You know, and I think the rule of thumb is, and we've all dealt with foam, okay? We know where it sucks. And we know where it's really good. Where it's really good is you can make a beautiful object out of something you can spend a lot less than you could if you had the labor of building a balsa wood model. And so you could get an awesome product for a lot less money. But where it sucks is, compared to balsa, you can get that stiff, strong frame and light body around it, okay? So you just really low power necessity to get flying fast. This thing is heavier, but it's still light. It's in the echelon of like a warm liner, I would say. So if this was a fiberglass body, which by the way, there is quite a bit of it. I'm assuming this is fiberglass, but it might be plastic. And then there's fiberglass in here or plastic. And I'm just saying or because I don't know. This might be fiberglass or plastic. I think it's plastic or fiberglass. Same thing here, this tail strake. Now also full disclosure, this was a product sample that the team used at Horizon to go ahead and test fly this plane. It was one of the early samples. And so ours is a little bit more beat up than yours will be when you open the box, okay? So don't think you're gonna get all the scratches and dents and bruises like ours was. Okay, so let's pop this off. Yeah, see, product sample, blah, 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 okay? All right, camera crew's gonna hold my lid. Oh, by the way, look at this. It's translucent, which is kind of weird. It's like glows.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, of course you can't tell because the plane is like so far away and super fast, okay? Look at all the debris in there. That's crazy. Look at that monster motor in there, by the way.
I know. It's like the whole nose.
So, complaints. You know you'll get them from Brian Phillips RC. Complaints are, where's the giant awesome strip of lights on here? A. B, it is a little bit of a pain to load the battery because this is a small battery tray. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. The trick is, do it like we did in our unbox. Also, once you get this in the first time, just don't release it because it is a real pain in the neck to redo that strap point. But once you get it, if you put your battery in this direction, it misses the Avian's capacitors just right. So you can pull it out, see? Okay, and as you can see, no puffage. It's warm, but it's not hot or anything. So, I mean, we've had a heck of a lot hotter batteries.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we did our shelf liner trick, worked fine, but just full disclosure, the antenna goes right here and it's kind of like tucked into the side of the body. There's like a concave, like a little recess in here. Make sure you check it before you go cramming your batteries in there because you will see it's right where it's somewhat vulnerable. And then the ESC wire had to be sort of negotiated around the battery. That was annoying. Might also be symptomatic of being a product sample because they were dinking around with stuff. I don't know for sure. So yours should not have that problem, I'm hoping. But Avian Light ESC, which means we did set up the thrust reverse. I didn't even show it. We're probably not supposed to show it. We're probably not supposed to share about it, but we're gonna do it anyway.
When are you gonna use thrust reverse?
When I do it here in a minute, just to show people how awesome it is.
Oh.
That's when.
But you're not gonna land with thrust reverse.
Well, I mean, you don't need it. Just because you don't need it doesn't mean it's not awesome. Throttle cuts on, throttle sticks down. Remember, this thing is a monster. It will cut you. Don't get cut, okay? My biggest and only real complaint on this plane, because it is awesome, and you'll work through the couple of different loose ends that we just talked about. And by the way, our unbox build radio setup would be totally asquanged by having a manual. When we get these early samples, sometimes we get them before the manuals are produced. They're working on an update for helping people through the flapper-on setup. Turn that sideways, press it down, give it a twist. It's trying to start. This is not uncommon. Lay it as flat as you can and just wait. See it armed? Listen, guys, this prop will hit the ground or the table or the shelf or whatever you're starting your plane from, and it will move it during the boot cycle. So you have to be careful. If you can get the prop off the edge of the table, it won't do that. And this plane is one of the few sailplanes we've seen that actually, or warm liner, hot liner, whatever you want to call it, on the table, it will sit level, which is super nice, actually. I like that. Every other one we've had has always like had a real strong cant to the side, and it freaks me out when I start a plane like that, okay? So what I was saying is my only real complaint on this plane is I would love to see it with a folding prop. I understand why they did that, because this prop is gonna be so hard to keep together because it's such a fast prop. That being said, I want to see what it looks like with a folding prop. So we're probably going to look into that at some point because I think this plane, and it's going to whack itself to death. But I mean, look how nice this is around the edge. Oh man, I want to see it that way. It would be so much more beautiful. So you ready? Safe launch?
I want to go up the hill.
Yeah, go up the hill.
Get set up.
Okay, folks, so we're going to launch in safe this time. So you can hear her talking. Okay, I'm going to go take off flaps. And then I'm gonna go throttle cut is off. So here goes nothing. Full throttle. There you go. So also, I didn't launch it at high enough angle, so it didn't actually do the launch assist. But you know what? You saw how easy that was. It was no problemo, baby. Guys, I gotta say, this plane is very easy to fly. I'm surprised because I was thinking it might be kind of hard to fly. I'm gonna kind of be quiet so you guys can hear it. What did I do there? Here we go. Out of the throttle. Listen to the. Take off flaps. Oh, we were in flaps. That's why we got that nose down attitude. Holy cow, he's doing those high-speed passes with the flaps down. What a moron. Okay, guys, here we go. You good? Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good roll rate. That's out of throttle too. If I was in throttle hard, it would spin like crazy. Okay, in throttle hard, that's pretty good. It's an exciting flight experience. Kind of got a lull from the wind for a minute. I used the rudder to engage that turn. Trying to necessarily be quiet so you guys can hear. So dang cool. I'm sorry, I had to say it. And then watch this. What is that noise? Man, that rudder's super effective, folks. Oh, hon, you know what somebody asked me for the other day?
What?
An ice landing.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna do an ice landing at some point. Is that okay?
You're gonna ruin the finish.
No, I'm not. Why would I ruin the finish if I landed on ice?
Because the ice is hard and bumpy and rough.
Hard and bumpy? What's wrong with that? Do we have a talk? Is somebody playing like a drum solo in our yard? What the heck is that noise?
Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh, focus. Here we go, guys.
Alarm. Okay.
You know what's so nice about this compared to the V900 and the V1200? I feel like this plane is way better suited for this type of flying. And then you could go out and do slope soaring with it. No problemo. Oh, did you hear that reverberation?
Mm-hmm.
So folks, here on Brian Phillips RC, we do our very best to really push the envelope to keep bringing you guys amazing footage when the weather is terrible and when everybody else is inside warming their toes. So if you want to help support us in return for our efforts, check out the links in the video description below. You help support us. We have a giant, very, 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 very expensive project coming, and it consists of a building that's going to be sitting over here. You'll be helping to fund that. We really appreciate you guys doing it. More than 100% of the proceeds from this channel have been reinvested into this aerodrome, probably by a factor of like, I don't know, 15 so far. And we're getting ready to make a gigantic investment, and it's very scary, guys, full disclosure. And we know that you're going to be here for us, but we're going to need you and a few of your friends to be there for us. Pretty much. And so as much as I love RC and I love aviation, it is still occasionally really stretches your character. And so when we come before you and we ask for help, this one's one of those times where we really kind of need it, because we're gonna be living in a box somewhere if things don't turn out right. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm. You will be.
Well, I mean, I was talking about alive still. But all joking aside, guys, it is a scary time for us right now as we get ready to do this huge investment. Working with builders, working with directional boring companies, grinder pumps. I mean, literally somebody has to deal with the crap. That is your RC experience here on Brian Phillips RC. We try to keep you out of the weeds on stuff like that. We talk about it every once in a blue moon. You want me to go over our head right here? Yeah. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, here we go. Oh, that is so dang cool. Guys, all the new lines from this position are really fun, but they're also challenging because I'm having to relearn them with a brand new plane that's extremely fast. Guys, I gotta say, I am in love with this plane. I love flying it. It is so much fun. The complaints I have are that it disappears, and I would love to see a folding prop, both of which can be assuaged with a little bit of effort on your part if you don't like the way that it works. And I gotta say, the thing is rock solid and awesome in performance. It will make up for where you lack as a pilot, I feel like, because the AS3X Plus is just tuned. Set up your transmitter the way we run it, and you will not be disappointed. Set it up the way the factory does it, and you'll probably be just as happy. But I'm gonna tell you this, you don't need flaps, but if you don't have flaps, you can't do those slow approaches.
Well, and you haven't even mentioned that you can fly on 3S.
Oh yeah, you can fly on 3S if you're into slower flight, okay?
If you're newer, you know, more inexperienced.
I'm gonna just tell you this, guys. If you buy this plane, you're planning to fly it on 3S, maybe just don't. Just get a Crescendo Evo. That's some of that no BS Brian Phillips RC talk. Because the truth is, the type of person that wants this plane for 3S flying deserves a Crescendo Evo. It is one of the best planes marketed currently, and you will love it, guys. I'm dead serious. I'm not afraid of telling you to buy something different than the new release, and that's what we do here on this channel. We tell you the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, because we care about you having a great experience. Yes, there is an opinion based, and I could be wrong about your assessment of a particular plane, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're anything like me, you're gonna feel the same way. Crescendo Evo is an amazing plane. You will not be unhappy with it. You are gonna love the flight experience. The flight envelope is very wide. The only reason this one's wider is because of the top end, but I'm gonna tell you this, there are some people that will prefer the Crescendo a lot over this because it's so fast. It is basically what I would call a warm liner. And if you guys don't know what warm liners are, they're fast. Look at that thing, how rock solid it is at low speed. Too fast. I'm gonna slow it down better this time. Okay, let's take a landing on the ice for the people. You good, hon? We're just gonna come down here. I'm gonna go into a circuit so she can get down here and not fall. She has to walk blind because I get to watch the plane. All right, which direction you want me to go? Probably just down the center?
Us, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, full landing flaps coming in. We'll do a little wiggle if we have too much speed. Oh crap, thrust reverse, sorry. Out of the flaps. Let's see what it does up here in the air, okay? So you guys ready? Oh, that is nuts. You can slow this thing down in a heartbeat. That is so cool. Did you see it slow down? Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so little slip, little slip, little slip. Bleeding off the inertia. Just move those sticks to the outside corners. That thing keeps flying. A little too much speed though. And the power to get out of the hole. That is amazing, folks. Holy cow. Take off flaps. You said I wasn't gonna use thrust reverse, did you? Hon?
I said you didn't need thrust reverse.
Huh?
You don't need thrust reverse. You're not going to use it to land.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
The rudder's still effective. Awesome. Okay, all right, guys. This plane is awesome. You will really enjoy it. I'm telling you this right now. You don't have to land on a beautiful frozen pond to have fun with it. I think you're gonna really like it, okay? Check it out, flies on a modest pack. You know, if you've got a 4S 2200, if you got a 50 or 100 seat pack, I would recommend going as high as you can. But as you can see, it didn't seem to challenge this pack. Also, as you can see here, we've got plenty of juice left with the pack telemetry. AR631 Plus comes installed, and it's very easy to upgrade to flaperons. We'll show you the process. Ours was a little bit clunky. The factory's working on a revised manual. They were hoping to get it to us in time. I think they ran out of time. No big deal. We got it done, and it flew amazing. All I did was show you how to copy the settings into a factory reset and then restore it out, and I didn't even think about it, but I have a rotary knob that allows me more amplitude of gains for my stabilizer, should I decide to do it. So we've got a lot of advantages that you might not if you just load it from the receiver, which we did this time to see how it worked, and then immediately undid a bunch of features we didn't like, okay? So we'll teach you how to get out of the chair and into the air on Brian Phillips RC. That's what we've been doing for years. We wanna stop you guys from being what we call one and dones, where you get the wrong plane, you crash, you fail, lots of tears, lots of suffering and pain, potential divorces, getting kicked out of the house, these type of things. We want to avoid those things. We want to bring you into the fold where you know how to teach you all the tricks for when the UPS guy comes to the back door instead of the front door. And that being said, if you have a wife that's okay with you doing this, it's even better. So we hope you're one of those people. And if you're one of the wives watching, we promise not to talk your husband into any more airplanes this year.
This year.
Yeah, we should have published this in 2024, like the last day.
Yeah.
Okay, so amazing plane. You guys will like it. Thanks for being here for us on Brian Phillips RC. Ways to support us. If you want to watch the Unbox Build radio setup, should be published right now. You can check it out, learn all the different troubles we had. We did have troubles on our screws because they weren't labeled because we didn't have the manual yet. There's 3 of them, and you will find that they are sort of ambiguous. Dry fit the back one first in the tail. You'll understand why when you get it, okay? Make sure it's the one that fits through the tail plane, okay? Yeah. When you install the elevator and horizontal stabilizer, make sure that that's the one that you can reach into, okay? Because if you use the other 2, it sort of doesn't go in. You'll understand. Beyond that, plan on doing flap-ons. It makes a huge difference on flight envelope. I would highly recommend it. Thirdly, complaints. I want to try it with a folding prop. I just want to find one because this thing screams fold me prop because it would look so cool. And then that shoot, as it's coming through the air, it's really cool, but I want to have a little bit more confidence on my hard landings if I have a bad landing. That being said, I've never broke a prop on a belly landing. Have I? I've crashed and broken props a million times, but I don't think I've ever had a belly lander where I broke out. Never on the V700, never on the V1200. Granted, the V1200 has landing gear and we didn't belly land ours. So, I mean, a lot of you guys did because the landing gear ripped out. But at the end of the day, we love this plane. Good job, E-flite. Thanks for thinking of all the details we need. I really appreciate that because we've had a couple of belly landers lately that just destroy themselves as soon as you land them. And it's like the only way that they're good. So anyway, thanks for thinking of that. Thanks for demonstrating what can go into the new technology. Foam planes that are built like steel. It's amazing. And by the way, the decals are super robust on this. I know some of us had issues on the V1200 and 900s where they would start to kind of peel up. This one feels like it's super, super solid. In fact, it adds a lot of strength to the wing. Okay, so that being said, ways to support us. Buy the planes from the links in the video description below. Patreon for monthly support. YouTube super thanks for one-time donations. YouTube members, thanks for being members. And PayPal for one-time donations. Any of those things are always appreciated, but we really firmly believe those 4 that we talk about all the time. You know, I resisted the Patreon begging site for what, like 7.5 years? My wife was like, finally, hey, there's people who keep asking, you got to turn it on. So we did, okay? Oh, poor me, we've got our begging site turned on. Thanks for being part of the begging site, guys. We really appreciate you. We've built some good relationships because of that, because of the communication, the connection that we have with people. And to be honest, it's not like a huge amount of dollars and cents, but it's been great for building connections. So we really appreciate you guys that are on that platform. Thanks for doing that. And it does warm our hearts. And there's a few of you that have supported us in big ways. So thank you guys. Secondly, and the biggest point is this, we would rather you buy a plane. We'd rather you buy a battery, buy a transmitter, whatever it is you need that you want, that you can't live without, and support us in that way, because then you win, the manufacturer wins, and the hobby wins. Because the more that these things get sold, the bigger it gets and the easier it is for these companies to stay in business, turn a good, healthy profit margin, and reinvest into new, amazing planes. It drives down the overall cost of the planes, the engineering, the helicopters, the quads, VTOLs, cars, trucks, all that stuff that we love. Remember, there's a million ways to make money in this world. Flying RC foam things is not the easiest, okay? So let's give them a pat on the back when they do a good job, and let's hold them accountable when they don't, okay? That's what we do on Brian Phillips RC, or we try to at least enable you to be able to make your best decision possible, okay? Hopefully we've done that today, and if we have, smash the like button, and stay tuned. There is so much more right around the corner. Check out brianphillipsrc.com or bprc.me, same place, short link. You can find all the content you're looking for right now, sorted by type, affiliate, or company that we worked with. And also, you can use that to figure out what you want instead of this if you're not into it. All right, that's all we got. So much more right around the corner from Brian Phillips RC. Thanks for watching.